Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta met up in private because Jay-Z told them they couldn't be seen with each other or else Yo Gotti was going to get kicked off CMG at the same time, man. A lot of people know for a fact that Gucci Mane is trying to get back at Yo Gotti for the Young Dolph setup by buying CMG himself and everything like that. This is the reason why the 1017 artist was the dude who was at that concert, man. Little did everybody know the PRE guys were into it with some of the other guys, man, because too many people keep mixing crowds in Memphis and Atlanta between 1017, between PRE and between CMG. This is the reason why when all those dudes start seeing each other, they thinking like they gotta hit the ops or something like that. Man, if all of them put their bread together, they could really be winning. But you see how they doing, everybody. They trying to break them apart. CMG and Yo Gotti, they didn't want no one to come together because at the end of the day, they was going to run a play and a move to where they took all the bread and left everybody for the dust, man. And at the end of the day, Young Dolph wasn't going to let any of that happen. This is the reason why he didn't sign with Yo Gotti, because he knows in the back of his in his head that Dolph is cool with Gucci Mane. So he's not going to double cross Gucci Mane when he knows he could get it on his own, not have to sign with Yo Gotti. And this is when the beef started. And then 2 weeks later after that, that's when Yo Gotti's baby mama pull up on Young Dolph. She gets Young Dolph number from one of the plug. You got to remember, Young Dolph was pulling up on Yo Gotti's baby mama serving her brother. So when Yo Gotti's baby mama seen Dolph kept pulling up in the camo cars, kept pulling up in the Lamborghinis, she keep hearing his songs everywhere. Her brother playing her song, her mom and her daddy playing her song. When she goes to pick up her kids from the other baby daddy, he's playing this. The kids playing Dolph and everything. Anywhere Yo Gotti went, anytime he went to the baby mama house, all he keep hearing is Dolph. He ended up getting hypnotized by the hate, and this is the reason why a lot of people think that this is what made folks set up Young Dolph, because they know Young Dolph got set up. If you think Young Dolph has some type of setup happen to him, man, hit the comment section and let me know, because at the end of the day, you got to throw the Dolphins in the comments, man. Let me know where y'all from and everything, because in Memphis, everybody knows what's going on with Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. They didn't have CMG and PRE going at it for no reason. It was because the two guys that owned it. And everybody knows Young Dolph wasn't trying to start problems with nobody. Dolph didn't try to have beef with nobody. The way Dolph was getting money, beef and problems couldn't exist because that was getting away of the money. So then it was basically the whole other side that hated on Dolph first to start off the whole entire beef. And then when Yo Gotti's baby mama ended up choosing and she was going around town, hitting up all the guys, hitting up all the ballers, and she ended up getting with Young Dolph. That ain't Dolph's fault. She was choosing him, so she should have stayed loyal to Yo Gotti. So why is Yo Gotti even getting mad about that when he should be checking his girl and not Young Dolph? This is where everything got lost in translation, because a lot of people think that just because this one girl talked to two guys, the guys think that they have to fight each other. When the whole entire time, it didn't never really matter, because that relationship wasn't going to last long anyways if the girls going between 2, 3, 4, 5 different dudes. Y'all got to understand, man, these rappers are getting played by these females, man. They're getting played by the female big time. They letting these females come in basically from the groupies. They picking females from the groupies, and then they get surprised when they end up being gold diggers. When they end up going with other guys that are more popping, more popular. Maybe they got more fans. Maybe they younger. Maybe they got more money. Anything like that can persuade people to change sides, split up, be disloyal, whatever it is. So Yo Gotti he was very mad. He had a lot of anger to take out, but he couldn't do nothing to the baby mama because the brother was going to do something to him. And so this is the reason why they chose to beef with Dolph. Because he couldn't stand the fact that Yo Gotti couldn't stand the fact he kept hearing Dolph songs everywhere, and then on top of that, his baby mama's getting smashed by Dolph. Of course, that's gonna make him do something, and this is where the stuff that happened in 2017, the stuff that happened in LA, is all connected to that. And guess what? The same people who's on the Dolph case now, it was on the Dolph case back then, but Dolph decided not to press charges. The feds took down Blac Youngsta. They made him turn himself in. Blac Youngsta's lawyer and his insurance agent said that he's not going to be able to get out of this because they was caught on 4K. Young Dolph Sprinter van that got hit 100 times had cameras on it, and they seen exactly who did it. Then the other situation when they try to get Dolph in LA, It was Govan that was caught running from the scene of it. The feds picked him up. They put him in the interrogation room. But since Dolph survived and he came out of the whole hospital and everything with the arm sling, he only had his arm get hit up. So he decided he wasn't going to press no charges. They let Govan go. Then Govan, Blac Youngsta, Big Jook, Straight Drop, all of them came back together, met at the Privé restaurant. They knew that they had the money on Dolph's head that they needed to collect. They know who put the money up there. And this is the reason why all of them is cooperating right now, even Straight Drop's brother, because they know they're going to tell on the dude who put the money on the head of Young Dolph. And everybody got to know who that is. Allegedly, and for entertainment purposes, a lot of people think that it could have possibly might have been potentially Yo Gotti. And that's for, at this point, the DA is looking at every single possibility. The DA is looking at it like, man, we got to get justice for Dolph. It's been 2 years. People's rioting in Memphis. People in Memphis keep dropping because this beef is still going on because the justice hasn't been served yet. When are they going to set an example to the whole community and get the justice for Dolph and pretty much put the people away that did it, so that the whole city of Memphis and the whole Southeast knows that if you mess around and try to do something like this again, this is what's going to happen to you. And so they're really not giving no type of easy slap on the wrist no more. The last couple times that they tried to do something to Dolph, it was a slap on the wrist. They lucky Dolph didn't want to push the issue even more. Then they would have actually ended up being in the slammer, doing whatever, being any type of trouble that they would have gotten for whatever they did that they have to live with. It could have happened so much earlier, but Dolph decided not to do anything about it because he's got his own rules that he goes by. He's got his own way of basically what to tell, what not to tell, what is it that you should pursue. He's more about whenever they tried to make Dolph mad, he went and got more money than they made them more mad, and this whole cycle kept going. Eventually, everybody thought Dolph should have definitely moved out of Memphis. But the fact that he came back, he had the investments, he had the stash spot at the cookie shop. He had to come pick up his millions. There's millions of dollars on the line. So they knew at the end of the day that Dolph was going to come back to Memphis to pick up all them cashier's checks from all the little things that they was doing, the side hustles out of the cookie shop. Y'all got to remember, they'd be charging $80 for a 12-pack of cookies up in that shop. So it's something in them. And this is the reason why people thought that Dolph was coming to the cookie shop to pick up money in the safe for some type of investment that he made, and that maybe they didn't want to end up paying, or they knew that he was going to be coming there and they might have dropped the location. You got to remember, the cookie shop people work with Yo Gotti. Raven said in the interview on the radio that her goal in life is to be Yo Gotti's worker and to be a manager with him and CMG. And so this is who she's loyal to. This is what the fans know. This is what everybody knows, that the people who basically set up Young Dolph was clicked up with Yo Gotti and CMG the whole time, whether they knew about it or not. Whether they were clicked up at the time, they already made testimony and statements saying that that's what they wanted to do, was to work with them. So whenever CMG gets put in the picture, all that gets brought back up because of the one mistake that Raven from the cookie shop said, that she wanted to be a manager for CMG and Yo Gotti. And this is where everybody starts drawing the connections, because how is it that the same ops that Young Dolph has is the same people that the cookie shop girl want to work for, but Dolph get hit up at the cookie shop? It don't sound right. Everything sounds so fishy and weird about the situation. And this is why people keep tuning back in for the videos, because at the end of the day, you got to realize that this whole thing was a revolving door situation, and that you can't change the fact that Young Dolph is gone. So at this point, they have to just get the justice for Dolph. They know who Dolph was beefing with, but the feds, they're going to wait until they get everything together for the Dolph trial, because then their 99.9% success rate is going to work again, once again, just like how it did with all the other rappers that you see getting locked up, getting hit up and everything. They taken down a lot of people. Y'all just seen how they took down the dude for Tupac. The same thing is going to happen when they get the guy for Dolph. And it's going to be crazy like that too, because you're going to see how CMG is going to crumble apart. Moneybagg Yo going to have to switch to QC. Yo Gotti's going to get dropped from CMG. Jay-Z's going to buy it back. Gucci Mane going to start taking over Memphis. It's all going to be different in just a matter of a couple months, all because of what they did for hating on Young Dolph, man. They should have left Young Dolph alone a long time ago, and everybody knows that. And if you really rocking with Young Dolph and you support Young Dolph and you want to get the justice for Young Dolph, go ahead and hit the comment section. Put the dolphin emoji for Young Dolph. Put the diamond for Duke the Jeweler and put the rocket for Takeoff, and let me know where y'all from. Peace.